What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew L. Case. You are now tuned into the Middle Initial Podcast. Today is October 16th, 2023, and I'm here with my co-host, as usual, Jude A. Jackson and Kevin A. Lewis. Kevin is the newly age of 56 on Saturday. Looking very, very spry and springy for his age. Say what's up to the people, Kev.
I know you are 48. That doesn't mean you have to age me. I am not 56. Maybe this podcast is still going on by 2043 when I will be 56. I'm not 56. So we can knock that off. But I feel great, man. My birthday was great. These two were there with me. Other people were there with me. Shout out to everybody who came out and showed love. It was great. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get sappy on this podcast. Maybe I'll save it for later. I'm not going to get sappy right now, but it made me feel good. Let's put it that way. I'll leave it. I'll keep it light. It was great. It was great, man. I had fun.
Yeah, I can't say how was your weekend because we spent part of the weekend together, guys. And my probably there.
Yes.
We were all there, so I can't say how was your weekend. I saw Jude, I saw Dan. Shout out to Dan.
I exist on the weekend, so Kev can't say I don't.
Kev had to invite us for us to know that you exist on the weekend. I know that. Yeah, that's the difference.
You see it
because Kev, correct me if I'm wrong. Did we spend time with Jude on his birthday weekend?
No.
Oh my God!
I want to say Jude invited us at 7:40 p.m. Eastern on a Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. It was something like that.
Oh my God!
I am nearly 40 years old. What the fuck makes you think that I'm just gonna come out like this?
He's like, pop out, guys.
Pop out. Yeah. It's Thursday at 7:40 p.m. So what? Pop out.
Oh my goodness. Well, yes, I exist on the weekends, and I showed up for Kev. It was great. It was a fun time. We had a great time. Lots of drinks.
Took shots.
Took some Jameson shots. I was like, oh my goodness. IPAs. We had a great time. You had Casamigos.
It was great.
Casamigos for the free codes. It was a good weekend. Yeah, great to see you guys, of course. And we're going to get into the rest of the weekend. Let's start.
You are now tuned in to the Middle Initial Podcast, bitch. Now everybody pod nowadays, but it pays when you listen to Jude, Kevin, Case, and in case you missed it, get your spirits lifted. Man, New York's getting covered just to be specific. When the beast will kick it, you get back. Yeah, listen one time, I promise you come back. No, we switching up a topic, you know that we come packed. And I don't want to say it, but bitch, we want blacks. In fact, we need that. Cause ain't nobody talk like the boys. It don't matter who you like or employ. We've been the best for a minute. Big brains could've went to MIT, but we like talking shit. Here's the MIP.
Sir, yes, sir. A great weekend it was. Not only celebrating our boy Kev and his 36th birthday, but also Sunday rolls around and we do it again. The Jets have won their second game in a row. They are now at the 500 point, and we're happy. We're definitely happy with another hard-fought, come-from-behind victory. Definitely wasn't expecting the ending that we got. Very happy. I was at GG's. I said GG's prematurely in the chat, after we didn't, we get the third down stop and it was over. Said GG's. The 39 came up and Jalen Hurts proceeded to throw the ball directly to the NPC.
No idea what he was doing.
No idea.
No idea why.
Don't know what he saw. But shout out to Craig James, the most generic football name I've ever heard. The most generic football. And Kev, I realize why it sounds so generic. Remember in the NBA, this one player, I think
Mike James.
There you go. That's why it sounds so.
I knew where we were headed with that. Mike James. Yeah, Mike James.
The two first names.
And Mike James was. And Mike, the thing is with Mike James, he looked exactly like you'd imagine he looked.
Oh, Mike James.
And he was exactly he was exactly the type of player you expect the Mike James to be. He was a journeyman backup point guard. That's exactly what you expect Mike James.
Was he bald? It sounds like a guy.
Yes.
Bald.
Yes.
Yes, he was. He's exactly how you would picture him. Exactly. He is 6'2" journeyman backup point guard. That's what he was.
Right. He was solid. He was solid.
I've never seen a picture of this guy in my life, by the way.
But once you say Mike James, NBA player, the image just it comes to mind. What is he? And then everything.
Like one of those Wii Fit players, right?
Right. It's a We Fit, goatee, ball head.
my God.
Just insert
Jesus
player
Christ.
here. So
Yes.
definitely excited. Me and the fan was watching. Definitely excited. The instant touchdown, and of course, you'd hear Sanchez. Oh, is it too much time? Is it too much time on the clock for Philly? And I'm like, I mean, AJ Brown kind of went off, but I didn't get that feeling that they were going to come down and just score 6 that easily. But of course, got to take my shirt off like Pete Pablo, flip it around my head on fourth down.
You were in your house doing that, waving that shirt.
Bro, I took my shirt off and I was in there like this. Game over. Come on now, game over. Game over. Spinning my shirt around my head.
God.
And
your kids probably look at you like you crazy. But go ahead.
They was on board. They were on board. Everyone was on board. That's the beauty of it. I've converted my house into Jets fans. Shout out to me.
Oh, that's insufficient daddying. But go ahead, bro. Go crazy.
Shout out to me for passing on trauma. But
passing on trauma. We're celebrating this. This is insane.
Generational trauma.
This is
generational
insane.
trauma.
This is insane.
Listen,
if I had to go through it, so do you. Like I what?
Hey, at least it's a slightly better circumstances. There's actual players that my son can cheer for. So shout out to the Jets for that win. And it was a great game. Once again, Jude was in the building. Is Jude Jackson Truth or Jude Truth Jackson, however you want to call it, is he the good luck charm? So far, they're just undefeated.
Fuck no.
Oh, wait, hey, whoa.
Wow,
don't rain this parade. Don't rain this parade.
No.
So far, the Jets are 2-0 with Jude in the building. Both nail-biting, come from behind victories this season. Jude, are you the X factor and the reason why the Jets are winning?
I mean, not really, because honestly, I've seen way too many losses.
Bro, I didn't write this into the fucking program, man. What the fuck is that?
I've seen he's going rogue. Let him go rogue. So I've
seen
not
like this. No, this play call stinks.
I've seen way too many losses, but also every time so far this season we've won, someone's died on the field. So I mean, I don't know if anyone's a good luck charm at this point because literally everyone's just dying on the field. The turf's killing everyone. But really, I would say when I've been there, the atmosphere has been incredible for these games, and the Jets have been down double digits. And it's been like most years, Jets go down 14-6, 14-9. Everyone's like halfway through the parking lot already. This year, a lot of people actually stayed for once. So that's a big thing, too. And the Eagles fans, they were doing their little Eagles chant. When we were going to the game, it was like 10 Eagles chants in a row, like maybe 2 Jets chants. It's like, what is this shit? It's always happening. They're always taking over. But it was a good atmosphere. We're going to the game later, but it was a really good atmosphere. Like the Jets, at least for the night games and the kind of night games, they've outdone themselves with the atmosphere for it. It's really incredible.
You kept your voice this time, unlike week 1 where you had to like
week one that punt return, when that punt return happened, I literally just like lost my voice. The Adams pick, I almost lost my voice, but I was in shock. I was like, I also couldn't believe Jalen Hurts doing that bullshit too. I was like,
yeah, I don't know why.
It was definitely a bad throw, but but listen, that's two games, 2 wins. And the Jets gave you they gave you everything. They gave you drama. They gave you defense. They forced turnovers. And I mean, that's a Jude-esque game. I think they know you're in the building. They won. They won in a way. The Jets won in a way where Kev hates and despises, but they won in a way where Jude loves. Like, I don't know what to say, Kev. It's what's being dialed up right now. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not what you said is not untrue. It's not, especially when like that's really the only avenue to win. Like that's kind of the problem. Like if you have other stuff to win and you occasionally win a game 13-9, like okay, cool, bro. Like when your whole MO is to try and win games. And right now, granted, again, the Jets were behind the 8 ball this year, so it's not. This is not like 3-4 years ago trying to do this, and it's kind of just like, oh god, this shit again. It's kind of just you're playing with house money. It's just all right. There are so many fun players on the team. I'm not going to let the offensive woes bother me to the point where I can't enjoy Breece Hall doing his thing. I can't enjoy Garrett Wilson doing his thing. I can't enjoy Sauce Gardner doing his thing. Quincy Williams has been arguably the team's best player. I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say that. He's been incredible. Jermaine Johnson's been really good. Bryce Huff has been amazing. Like, there's too many guys on this team to enjoy to let the whole, every game is going to be a one-score game with 3 minutes left, 17-13. Would I sign up for this? No. Did the circumstances change and make this kind of more acceptable? Yeah, it kind of did. Whether we could argue how we got here until we're blue in the face, but it was what it was. And also, I'm surprised that the Jets managed to overcome such history in this matchup.
Oh my God!
I'm so surprised.
Why
that
you were waiting for this?
that Randall Cunningham beating the Jets in 1991 had nothing to do with this. I'm surprised that Coy Detmer and AJ Feely and Deuce Staley and fucking John Runyon, Hugh Douglas, T.O., whoever the fuck else, Jeremiah Trotter, Brian Dawkins, and all of the ghosts of Eagles past. I'm surprised the Jets in 2023 was able to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, given that the Eagles owned the Jets permanently all time because they beat them a bunch of times. When Ryan Fitzpatrick was playing catch with Eagles DBs in 2015 for 4 fucking quarters. I am surprised that they managed to win, but I am so glad that I don't ever in my fucking grown-ass old man life have to hear that the Jets have never beaten the fucking Eagles. Every single time the Eagles come to town or the Jets go there, I gotta hear that shit. Oh my God, how are we gonna beat the Eagles? Oh no, Andy. Oh my God. Oh my. It's over. Thank you. Thank you, Shamar Moore, for throwing the ball to Tony Adams. I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Please
no, I'm not going to stop. No, I'm not going to stop. Bro, if I hadn't gotten caught up with shit, I would have sent you a Shamar Moore dancing clip from Soul Train to play on this. Just lucky I got caught up. I totally forgot about that until right now. So,
oh my God.
Shamar Moore threw the ball to it. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Jets defense, for harassing Shamar Moore the entire game and making life hard for him. Thank you. I never in my life have to hear that the Jets have never beaten the Philadelphia Eagles. That is one of my favorite parts of this win. I appreciate it.
Listen, this weekend was a win-win-win for pretty much everybody on the podcast. Like Kev got his whole history lesson buff out the way. You know what I mean? It just just proves that history doesn't matter. Jude gets his close nail biting defense. Breakdancing on top of the head, and I just get a win and survive another weekend of not having to come on the show and be miserable. So it was a win-win-win freaking win. And then if you want to throw Dan on top of that, the Giants lost to the Bills last night. Yes. Even though it would have been if they had won.
Yeah. But I don't think Dan wanted the Giants to lose.
No, he didn't want the Giants to win.
No, I said lose. I don't think he wanted the Giants to lose last night. Maybe every other night. Yeah. So
he was definitely doing victory laps still about what was going on.
Oh, but that's the thing. No matter who loses, you're gonna get shit off. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he wanted that result, but it's like, but we got it, so I might as well get my jokes off.
And I will say one weekend. And I will say one thing. Shout out to Dan and his dad. I went with Dan and Dad and Kevin, the Eagles fan. Dan's dad is the polar opposite of Dan. Like, Dan's very optimistic. Dan's dad is very just like, not same old Jets like, but it's like, he's more grounded, I guess. And it's like so funny listening to them argue back and forth. But it was really good atmosphere. So thank you, Dan. Thank you, family. I also want to say one thing about the defense, too. That was perhaps, and Kev is going to get on me for this, in my 13 years of watching the team, overall, what I saw on Sunday was perhaps the best defensive performance I've seen watching this team, all things considered. Yes.
You know what's funny about this? You're the pro-Rex person. I am the shut the fuck up about Rex person. I'm not the anti-Rex. I like Rex. I'm not anti-Rex. I'm going to shut the fuck up about Rex. It's been like 13 years. Be quiet. And I'm going to tell you that I think you're underselling what Rex Ryan's defense did to Tom Brady in Foxborough in that playoff game. Yes, I understand.
Fair enough.
Salah was out there with me and you in the secondary. Oh, you know what? Let me not say that too loud before Jordan Whitehead comes after me too. But and I get that 100%. But like going in there and the coverage the Jets put on the Patriots that day, because Tom Brady was sitting in the pocket for 5, 6, 7 seconds of a pass, and he couldn't find anybody. and it was just they weren't just hitting him in the mouth and he just submitted. No, he was standing there. He was like, "Yo, nobody's getting open. This is unfucking believable." And this was a common theme throughout the entire game. So I'd have to lean toward that. But it's an incredible job what he did, and I'm glad that you have come off the I want Salah fired thing that you do like every 2 weeks, a week on average. I'm glad that you've come off that to appreciate great defense and how the Jets had Shamar Moore doing dance moves in the pocket when nobody was near him sometimes. He was so shook that he was shaking off invisible players, and he was moving away from invisible players that weren't imaginary players that weren't there.
And the thing was, like AJ Brown, for example, AJ Brown. There was one play, I think you know what it was. There was one play, a deep ball, Jalen Hurts threw to AJ Brown. And he must have been rushed or something, but AJ Brown beat this dude by like a good 5 to 10 yards. You know what play I'm talking about? It was like that.
He took the
play, but he stopped though. Like,
AJ
briefly stopped. That might have fucked the play up.
Yeah, he pulled up.
Yeah.
He beat
I don't know if he just wasn't expecting Jalen to throw it. I don't know what he was expecting, but he pulled up and then he tried to giddy up to get to the ball. And
he was butt naked, bro. He was wide open.
Like
he pulled up.
Like
he pulled up maybe like
we and I know like I've been beating the AJ Brown's great drum. You know, for as long as he's been in the league, y'all know that better than most. And I don't think we talk about AJ Brown enough when we talk about great receivers in the league. Bro, that man's terrifying. Bro, he's built like a tank and still runs like he runs, and he runs great. Like he's incredible. But yeah.
He has 3 straight games of 125 yards or more. He basically transformed that offense to what it is right now. I mean, especially last year.
And but quick rant, like not rant, but this. I know y'all saw AJ Brown complaining on the sideline. What was it? 3 weeks ago, a month ago now?
Yes.
Against the Vikings.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And he's had like 4 125 yard plus games since.
I think it was 3.
Whatever it is. Like he legitimately did something no other Eagle has done. A T.O. played for that team. And you have people like, why are they freezing Devontae Smith out of the offense? Like the AJ Brown threw a hissy fit and they're freezing him up. Sir, he threw a hissy fit and then went for 600 yards in 4 games. Like if that is the result of the hissy fit, he's not the problem. And mind you, in that same stretch, Devontae Smith has been targeted like 5 less times than AJ Brown. Listen, I'm not size shaming. Pause. Big pause. I'm not size shaming.
They all matter, Kev. All sizes matter.
Listen, if you're gonna be an 170-pound wide receiver, you better be either you better be Tyreek Hill kind of fast, or you better have like Larry Fitzgerald like hands if you're gonna be better than AJ Brown. But people got carried away. I'm talking about the Eagle fans, like, oh, Devontae might be just as good as AJ Brown. No, the fuck he's not. Knock that shit off. No, he's not.
People got carried away, and also people were like saying, making Elijah Moore jokes. And I just want Jets fans to do better. I really want Jets fans to do better. Like, I understand that a lot of people don't like that Moore's not like, everything that happened with Moore, whatever. And they're like clocking every game. Moore's playing with 3 bad quarterbacks again. Just a reminder. He's Deshaun Watson.
The Deshaun Watson thing is interesting. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, he can't get his massages.
If he's just that he was cleared and didn't play twice. So like,
I have a theory. We'll get to that later.
Oh, bro. No. Your theory might get us off air, but go ahead, bro.
Yes.
We'll get to that later. But what I was going to say though, about the whole AJ Brown stuff, like he's dope, man. He's dope, and sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the grease, man. You got to speak up for yourself, and if he put it on himself, he made a stink about it, and he did not show up. He's shown up. Like Kev said, 3-4 games in a row, he's shown up. So it's not like he's been complaining and he's getting opportunities and blowing it. He's shown up like he's supposed to. So sometimes you got to make noise. So I think every great player who knows they're great, especially as a wide receiver, because, the whole thing is the quarterback has to get you the ball. You got to make some noise. So, that's what happens. But
to me, the divas are the dudes who can't play.
Right.
Running their mouth. Like McCole Hardman's a diva. That's a diva.
We'll get into that as well. But we're 19 minutes and 53 seconds in. What are you doing? What are you doing right now? Did you not go to our page, MI Pod TV? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please go to our YouTube channel. Subscribe. Check out our sponsors, dadsarcool2.com, dadsarcool2.com. Use promo code MIPOD69 to get your merchandise for 10% off. You want to be fly? You want to look like me? Go ahead and shop dadsarcool2.com and bring your sexy back, bro. Bring it back, man. Bring it back. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at MyPod69, and make sure you follow us on TikTok or middle_initial_pod on TikTok. Back to the game, Jude. What did you have to say before we move on to the next topic?
I'll go with the defense first. Defense played obviously very outstanding, and they gave up only 7 real points because I don't know what the fuck the refs saw on that first touchdown. That I don't get how they overturned it. That
was a verbiage thing. It was like they weren't determining if he was down. It was determining if it was a fumble. And it's like when you get to that portion, it's like, all right, like, dude,
I just don't understand how they overturned. Like, if they would have called that a touchdown on the field, it's like, okay, fine, you kept it there, cool.
Yeah.
But there wasn't enough to overturn. There was enough to overturn that, but there wasn't enough to overturn the AJ Brown catch on the sideline. Like, I don't understand. Yeah. The logic really confuses me. It really does.
Yeah, like the refs are on their bullshit again. And if Woody Johnson's listening to this, please find their bank accounts, direct deposit. Every week if you have to. Every day. Every Thursday. Pay them. Pay them whatever so we can stop this fucking bullshit. It's getting ridiculous. Like, I'm so serious. So, yeah, the refs are on their bullshit. The defense did absolutely outstanding. Like, after the first half really locked down, the fumbles were borderline comical, but sometimes, like, the interceptions and everything. That last interception, I don't know what the fuck Jalen Hurts, so I think he was just shook and seeing ghosts. But then the final drive too, like they didn't even get a first down. They had 2 timeouts. All that time in the world, 2 timeouts. Not a single yard. I don't think they got a single yard, to be honest.
Also, to piggyback off that, the whole debate about whether he should have scored or he shouldn't have scored. I personally feel like either option would have sufficed. Now, I think the people who are staunchly in favor of him not scoring are undermining just how hard it is to go score a touchdown against the Jets in pretty much any circumstances right now in general, let alone one with, you have a minute 20 left or whatever it is and 2 timeouts. Like you're saying, or the Jets are saying, we will take our chances with you going and trying to score a touchdown on our defense with that much time left, as opposed to, let's say you successfully run it down to 40 seconds and you kick a field goal, let's say, and then they all they have to do is kick a field goal to win the game. Right. Like they're saying, we'll take our chance with you going to score a touchdown. We think that's harder. And we have a lot more freedom to do whatever the fuck we want to do on defense because you have to score a touchdown. As opposed to if you have to play 30 yards, that's tough. Like that's tough because obviously they have more freedom to do what they want to do. And you have to play. You have to stand on your head more or less. And I mean, the Jets defense is used to that shit, but you have to stand on your head, and it's just you have more room for error if they got to go score a touchdown. So I think that they made the right decision, and either decision I think is fine. But I think the people who were actively clowning Breece Hall for scoring is like they got to go score a touchdown though. And this is not with the benefit of hindsight. I was thinking this as the game was going on. I saw the tweets. Yeah, I'm like, they have to go score a touchdown now. Like they're saying, listen, we'd rather you have to go score 7 points to beat us than 3. That should not be controversial.
And here's something underrated too.
And they had
Salah going for 2. That's very underrated because so many coaches would sit there and be like, let's go up 5. They still got to score a touchdown. But going up 2 and going up by 6 means that even though they scored a touchdown, they still got to kick the extra point. And the extra point's not guaranteed anymore. So stuff like that. That's good game management by Robert Saleh. People get on him for some strange reason here and there, but that's legitimately good.
For some strange. Bro, nah.
Was that safe for some strange?
Sorry. I got a bit carried away. No. Thank you for bringing me in.
This is not me talking about the validity of the reason. This is me talking about the source. Like you want him fired every week. You can't be the one like, oh, people get on Salah for some shit. This is like the fucking Garfield.
I was talking
where
about.
He's like, I wonder who that's for, and it is a reflection of Garfield. Like
I was talking about the validity, but Kevin.
No, I wasn't even talking about the validity because I mean, you could criticize Salah. To me, you could criticize most NFL coaches, bro. Like most of them they range from good to replaceable to elite to bad. I don't think is there any coach where you're like, you know what, that guy is irreplaceable. And if you say Bill Belichick, I'm walking offset. I'm walking offset. If you say Bill Belichick, I am walking offset.
Irreplaceable. I wouldn't say, like Reed Tomlin Tomlin are guys that come.
Andy Reid's the closest. Mike Tomlin's not fucking irreplaceable.
What?
And it's not even close either. He's not even close to irreplaceable. And that's not disrespect. I think he's good. Irreplaceable, no.
I don't.
And quite frankly, if we're gonna get into it, Mike Tomlin, I'm not gonna call him overrated. I think he's a good.
I know someone who will.
All I'm saying is this over. Oh, he's finished over 500. I don't give a fuck if he won 9 games with Duck Hodges. Why am I supposed to care about this? It's fine
because other coaches can't take situations and make it a net positive. Like
and that's why he's really good. But why am I supposed to give a fuck that he won 9 games with Duck Hodges? That doesn't mean shit. They won 9 games. Congrats.
No,
bro, we have people revising Bill Belichick's entire fucking history right now.
Well, that's different.
He won 18 combined games with Mac fucking Jones and Cam Newton in back-to-back years.
But that's different.
I'm supposed to care about Duck Hodges?
That's different though. Belichick has the resume. He has longevity, and he puts together good defenses. But the thing about raising him now, it's what have you done for me lately? NFL is what have you done for me lately league, and lately
what has Mike Tomlin done? By the same logic, what has he done?
He's been over 500 every single year. So
why do I care?
But you're asking. Listen, you're asking me. I'm just answering the question. What's he done lately? He's been over 500.
Right, I'm asking
with mediocrity for the past 3 or 4 seasons. Since how long been
sure? But again, this sounds like the anti-Belichick argument that I've seen all in my face for the last 3-4 weeks.
I'm not making an anti-Belichick argument, but I'm just saying.
I know you're not, but like people will, and then tell me, well, Mike Tomlin's finished with 9 wins exactly for the last 3 years. Like, why do I care? Like, why do I care about this?
When it comes to coaching, it comes to competencies, and that's what we're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I agree, the range goes from really good to like elite.
Mike Tomlin.
We were talking about
right. Yeah, most coaches are for 2.
But I mean, there are coaches who make unserious decisions, and we'll get on them every week about the things that they decide to do. We got on side
Ron Rivera. Sorry,
Ron Rivera, like with the overtime stuff, whatever it be. We get on coaches all the time for making these boneheaded plays or these decisions, I should say. And then there's a few coaches is like, yo, this coach always has the right idea or the right formula to say we're not going to mess this up. So I think that's as far as it goes when it comes to that.
I just wanted my offensive thoughts right quick before I move on. But with the sorry, Case, didn't mean to interrupt like that. But with the offense and everything, I do want to say a couple of things. Red zone's obviously got to be fixed. That's Captain Obvious stuff. You can't keep going over ever and expect to win games on a consistent basis. The thing that yesterday showed me was the fact that Garrett Wilson will get his yards in between the 20s. In the red zone, the Jets, I don't know if they can get a trade this year. I don't know what they need to do. Find Corey Davis. I don't know how. They need to find another guy. Al Lazard, Randall Cobb, definitely Randall Cobb. They are not it in the red zone. They need to find another guy that can be a reliable target in the red zone alongside Garrett Wilson. And with Garrett Wilson, the only thing I will say is, as he grows in this league more, I would like for him to win more of those 50-50 balls, like in the red zone. Like, I feel like there have been – he won with that one versus
Buffalo.
He
was – that pass was a bad pass. He was mauled on that play as well.
Yeah.
He tried to catch it with one hand. Like, there's not much he can do in that situation. And even the one that he did catch in Buffalo, he was mauled on that play too. And I don't know how –
I think if there was one thing to nitpick about Garrett, it would be that. So, like, I don't blame you for bringing it up. I think it's legitimate. Yeah. It's kind of how I felt last year with Sauce and getting his head around to see the actual ball. Mm-hmm. Like I felt like that's still a thing with him, where it's just hey man, if you just turn around, like some of them are gonna hit you right in the face mask because you're blanketing the fucking guy. Like we get it, you can cover. All right, if you turn around a little bit, you might catch a few, but he's so good at his job. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna sit here and pitch a fit over it. And obviously, I know you weren't, Jude, but saying,
yeah,
like, I'm not gonna pitch a fit over it. You're not
yeah,
gonna
that's the
pitch
same
a
with
fit
Garrett.
over
Like
Garrett
he's so
Wilson.
good. It's just
Right, he's so
one
good
little
at
thing
everything
can make
else.
him like
Right,
that
he's so
Justin
good at
Jefferson
everything
level.
else. And the thing is, when you have a and Zach, to his credit, said in the presser, and it kind of played itself out on the field. He's just like, listen, when I see him one-on-one, I'm trying to give him opportunities.
And that's the smartest thing he can do.
I've been asking. That's the smartest thing Zach Wilson has ever fucking uttered in 3 years. And it's just, yes, that's the plan. That should be the plan. Because them other guys don't get open well. They don't. They don't. Like Lazard is a fine football player. I'm not relying on him to get open one-on-one. Randall Cobb, we don't even need to visit that. Gibson is green. I don't know what he can or can't do at this point. I know he can make people miss. That's about all I know about him, right? So it's just, yeah, unfortunately, you have one guy who can win at a high level and get open consistently. So, yeah, like him winning one-on-one one-on-one emergency balls, let's say, bailout balls, yeah, it's important. So it would be nice to see improvement in that regard, even if, one is not going to sit here and break out the fucking pitchforks because he's not Jamar Chase yet, basically. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I said during the spaces we did the impromptu spaces. Shout out to Jude for making that call Sunday night. I said I'm not going to bury the offense too much because of the type of win. It's the second win in a row, but just got to point it out, man. 1 for 9 in the red zone the past 2 games, and like 5 for whatever on third downs. And here's the thing: when we talk about the offense, a lot of people are saying, well, just on scoring. And X, Y, and Z. They're getting into the red zone. That's the thing. Like
they're actually moving the ball.
Right. They're moving the ball. So it's not like the offense is stagnant. They're moving the ball and they're getting inside the 20. The red zone is between 20 and the goal line. If out of those 9 trips, and that one touchdown was a gimme, by the way. The one touchdown was a gimme, which was what the Eagles gave. So 8 straight trips and no touchdowns. Do you know? I mean, what's the league average? 40-something% red zone, 30-something%, whatever. Do you know if the Jets in 2 games had the league average of touchdowns in the red zone?
They'd score 30 points.
We're blowing teams out. So I feel what Salah's saying. We're close, and we are close because we're getting to the fucking red zone, despite being so bad on third downs. If we just capitalize on improving on that metric alone, we're hard to beat. Right. This 2 touchdowns. Like, just two. We're hard to beat. It's about 14 points.
And I want to say something about Hackett, too. I know he gets his criticism, and it's justified, by the way. Don't get me wrong. The criticism is justified. But the one thing that Hackett did in the red zone a couple of times, he didn't do that run pass that we were so sick of. Like, it wasn't like, or the 3 straight runs. There was one red zone drive. He's literally like pass. So it's like he's at least seeing the fact that, yes, try something different and see if it works. The problem now, and you can't really fix this problem quite easily, is the fact that outside of Garrett, no one else is going to win those tight matchups in the red zone. You're not going to get consistent separation from maybe Conklin, but everyone else.
But just mix it up, though. I don't think it's a matter of just saying no one else could get there. Like, you have 3 decent tight ends. And if you want to rank and say Conklin, Ruckert, and then Uzama, whatever. Uzama's a big body. You can't get Uzama the ball. You know what I mean? You did run a play against the Chiefs that looked very good, that got you a touchdown, with your tight end. But if you're going to zero in on Garrett Wilson, who's being covered like a blanket every time in the red zone, it's time to switch it up. They're close, though. They're very close. And hopefully during the bye week, Joe Douglas is going through his Rolodex. Maybe somebody comes up with their anger and they voice their displeasure about the team they're on, and he tries to pull up a trade. This week would be the week to try to pull up a trade because you have time to get somebody acclimated, get them into practice, stuff like that. But other than that, man, we're at 500. Some people had us as 500 with Aaron Rodgers.
Yes,
right.
And that's losing this game too with Rodgers. That's the thing.
Right.
I think the red zone thing is multifaceted because I feel like most of the good offense, and this is just me spitballing, just most of the good red zone offenses either feature a play caller we all think is great, or a quarterback, we all think it's great. Like, it's one of the two typically. Like, yes, there are exceptions. Like, if I'm not mistaken, New England is like number 3 in red zone touchdown percentage. Now, to be fair, they've gotten there like 3 times all year. So to be fair, obviously numbers, you can play around with numbers however you want to understand, right? So like I didn't see the amount. I looked this up yesterday. I didn't see the amount of opportunities.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna tell you the best team: Miami. We say around the top 5. Miami, Buffalo, New England, San Francisco Chargers. Right. Then followed by Green Bay, Washington, Carolina, Baltimore, Cleveland. They're both tied for 9-10, whatever. So the Jets are nearly 31st. Dead last, 31st.
Yeah. So like it's one of those. I think the quarterback limits you. Can that change? Can it improve? Sure. I'm not the Hackett thing. I don't think he's a particularly good play caller, but at the same time, like, and I know all 22 could tell whatever story you want, and I'm not going to pretend like I'm in those meetings. I know what the fuck the first, second, third, fourth, sixth read is. I don't fucking know. But it looks awfully similar to last year where you had guys run open and Zach wasn't hitting them with the ball. Now, Zach is not actively being destructive towards the team the way he was all last year either. So, and he's making enough plays where you could look and be like, all right, he's playing like a garden variety backup.
That's all we ask.
Which is fine. Like, he was a backup. If you just strip away all the bullshit and you say, all right, you have a backup quarterback to Aaron Rodgers before she got hurt, and he plays like this, nobody would care. It'd just be like, all right, enjoy the wins, keep it pushing. I mean, hell, I've gotten to the point where I don't even give a fuck because he's not. I don't want to vomit watching the offense right now. Like, is it great? No. Could it be better? Yes. Am I like, oh God, they're on the field again? Nah, it's just, okay, can we get some fucking red zone touchdown? I'm not asking for the 5th best red zone offense in the league.
Bro,
can we get to like 20th?
But you know what's crazy though?
Yeah.
The disparity between our position and 15. It's so astronomical because everybody in the red zone this year has been really good, and even bad teams, like even teams you don't expect to be good in the red zone, have been better than the New York Jets.
Right.
And we're talking about,
and also like I would need to see further context with those stats. Like I want to see how I want to not even so much that, just how many damn trips. Because like New England's 3rd. I don't give a fuck about New England's 3. Though. Like they've been to the red zone like 7 times this year. I don't care. Like Carolina, I'm not gonna pretend like I haven't watched a whole Carolina game, and I have some words for the NFC South later. I haven't watched a whole Carolina game this year, so I don't know what the deal is. I know they've been getting their asses waxed every week, so maybe that's part of the reason they're so good in the red zone. I don't know, but yeah, like the Jets got to be better at some point. And again, the defense offers you such a safe floor that you just don't have to do much to listen. If the Jets offense was the 20th best, the red zone offense with the 20th best red zone offense in the league, they could be 5-1. Like I don't feel like I'm speaking out of turn when I say that. And yes, I know you are what your record says you are, and if was a 5th, we'd all be drunk. Yeah, I understand all of that, but that got to improve because that might be the difference between a playoff appearance and being on the outside looking in.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a difference maker, but we won. Bottom line, like I said, I wasn't going to nitpick that situation. 2 in a row. We have a lot to figure out and fix in that time, especially for the offense. And shout out to the defense for holding it down for the secondary. You know, we're down 3 starters on offense, and we're using generic Craig James and Adams and
I want to give a special shout out to special teams. Irv Charles, I think. It was Irv Charles or something like that. The gunner on special teams replacing Justin Hardy. He was incredible.
He was out 4 to 6 weeks.
Yes, he was absolutely incredible on special teams. Like there were times where the punt, it was like 10, 20 yards in coverage. By the time the ball got him, he was already making a tackle. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's fast.
Listen, man, the Jets have a championship caliber team on 2 sides in 2 phases. Defense. Yeah. And the specials have been incredible. Like think about being and I understand the special teams is kind of the underspoken about aspect of the game, but think about being a Jets fan and think about whenever you ever felt this good about your specials, because
not since Westhoff was coach.
Westhoff was great, and we felt great about those, and obviously different context because like the return game was different back then. Blah blah blah. Understood. But like the way they cover kicks now, like I feel nothing. Like I feel nothing. They kick the ball. I feel. I don't feel like, oh my god, here comes Braden Mann again, like I did 2-3 years ago. Like, well, I shouldn't even say it. The Jets suck so bad I didn't care. But you get the point. You understand the point. So yeah, the punter come out. The punter has been pinning guys deep all year. It's been great.
Shout out to Morstead. Yeah. And listen, the Eagles. The Jets had 2 weeks in a row with safeties, and it could have been a third. The way they were pinning the ears back. But hey, we got the win, and let's move on to something else. Old school versus new. For those who weren't paying attention to football, Steve Smith and Jerry Jeudy had an interesting exchange. We don't have the clip up, but if you didn't see it, apparently Steve Smith had stuff to say about Jeudy, being a jag, and it's a term I feel is disrespectful to
my
players.
brother. It is. I've let you do this for now. 4 years. It's Judy. It's Judy. It's Judy. Like Judge Judy. It's Judy. Whatever. He's Judy, bro. Judy.
Whatever.
It's Judy, man. Damn.
Jerry, whatever, Judy. Who cares?
I'm not gonna sit here and let you do this for the next 6 minutes of this segment, or however long this goes on. It's Judy. Judy. Thank you.
That threw me off. Steve Smith didn't have anything nice to say about him. He called him a jag, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like calling people jags, but I mean it is what it is. But he basically saying his play wasn't up to snuff. Jeudy got wind of it. He wasn't very happy of it. And Steve Smith, being who he is, went to go apologize. And Jeudy hit him with the Big Sean. I don't fuck with you. Little dumbass bitch, I ain't fucking with you.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
And Steve Smith went back. I guess the exchange. I don't think exchange was on camera. Maybe it was off camera. But his co-host asked him, like, what was that about? And he explained himself, hey man, I said something.
No, that was on cam.
It was on camera. Okay, so I guess we don't have the clip. And I guess he, explained, hey, what's happening? He said, hey, I said something about him, critiquing his play. And I went over there to apologize. Heard he didn't like it, and he basically told me, I don't f with you, N-word. But this is our show.
We're all black on this. We're all black on this showcase. You can say it.
No, I'm saying like Jude. I don't fuck with you, nigga. Jude says
we got some more of that later for the record. But yeah,
but this is what NFL players wanted. This is what athletes wanted. You said guys like me and guys like Jude and Kev and Doris Burke and Mina Kimes and Jamel Hill and Skip Baylesses of the world. You said we can't talk about sports. Now, mind you, when Jalen Rose undressed Skip Bayless on national TV, it was a great moment. But for somebody who felt like it was deserving because a lot of things he said were very disparaging, a lot of people were cheering for that. But what we didn't realize was the flip side of that. You're going to have guys like Shaquille O'Neal, who sits there and says things like, "Oh, when I say these critiques, I'm giving the answers to the test." I don't know if you ever seen that clip, but he said he wasn't hating.
I feel like he said some variation of that like 100 times.
He said that live I've seen it so many times, but he was giving Dwight Howard the answers to the test, and he should be.
No, that was nonsense.
Yeah,
I could believe it if he was talking. I could squint hard enough and believe that shit if he's talking about other people. With Dwight, right? That shit was knock it off. Bullshit. And guys are the old school, of course, is always super critical of the younger guys. They're too pampered. They're making too much money. They're doing this. But this is what the current athlete wanted. You didn't want regular people to talk about it, and you felt that we weren't accredited to talk about it. So guess what? Steve Smith. This comes with the territory.
Right. Steve Smith, who is a fucking dog when he was playing. I think it was like 14,000 receiving yards, whatever. He was
Hall of Famer in my book.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
You should be in the Hall of Fame for me.
He should have been the first ballot if he didn't get the opportunity already. But he doesn't pull any punches. We know Steve Smith doesn't pull any punches. He's been who he's been since he's been in the league. So my thing, I'm gonna pass it on to Kev, is this is what you asked for. This is what you wanted. This is what you felt sell tickets. You got Shannon Sharp on television. You got Shaq and Barkley and Kenny Smith on television. You got a whole bunch of former Keyshawn Johnson. You have a whole bunch of former athletes on television talking they shit. And because of this fraternal order of sports, you feel like they're breaking code by calling you out and calling you trash because one, it could fuck up the money. That's really the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
When a former player says you're not good, and you feel like what they say is valid, you feel like it could fuck up the money. That's the bottom line. It's going to fuck up money. And two, because they used to be players, they shouldn't be so hard on you because they know what the critiques mean. I mean, guys who get hit in the head who get hit in the head for a living, I don't think they have a lot of judgment. But chatty patties and drama sells. Go ahead, Kev.
First of all, shout out to Steve Smith, a coworker. I just wanted to throw that one in there. That means nothing to this conversation. Anywho, here's the thing. First of all, I love all the stuff that you were talking about with regards to the dialogue about who could talk about sports and if you haven't played yet, because it's been an annoying, tired thing for a long time. Because it's like, guess what, bro? There are people who don't play who have great opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Who don't play who have bad opinions. There are people who do play who have good opinions, and there are people who do play who have bad opinions. Like it's just there's no yes. Am I going to sit here and argue with Phil Jackson's bad example? Am I going to sit here and argue with Steve Kerr about what goes on in the NBA? No, I'm not going to say. I'm just a man with an opinion. Am I going to act like I know more than Steve Kerr about this shit? No, I'm not. Like, I'm not that egotistical, bro. Like, yes, a lot of people have very elevated thought, have a very elevated sense of their own sports opinion, understood. But for the most part, it's just, a lot of this stuff is what you ask for. Like, you ask for athletes and you ask for honesty. And for the record, there's some people who were very consistent with it. They're just like, yo, I don't care. Like, he's honest. He's telling the truth. I think there are ways to tell the truth. And I think that's just in real life in general. Like, fuck this context. Just in general, like, you can tell the truth without being an asshole about it. I'm not saying Steve Smith is being an asshole in particular, because I don't think Jag is that harmful. Could you just say he's average? Yeah, that's getting the same point across. This is not Rodney Harrison calling Zach Wilson trash on national TV, A, after he played well, and B, trying to get another dude to call him trash too. Like, that's just next level of trash, right? That's next level. But as far as this particular situation, first of all, I'll be careful with my words. As I say, he's a coworker. Am I really supposed to believe that Steve was trying to apologize? Knowing the little that I know about Steve Smith, I don't think he was. Maybe Steve has just changed a lot in the last year. It's possible. Like, he's doing a lot of media stuff and he's good at his job. Like, and he's really good at evaluating wide receivers. Maybe he's changed a lot of last year and he's more introspective. If I'm not mistaken, he has a new kid recently. Whatever. Maybe he's changed. But the Steve Smith I know is not apologizing for something as light as I called you a jag. I just don't see it personally. So I don't. And Steve Smith looks the way he looks. Steve Smith looks mean. Like, before he even talks, Steve Smith looks mean, and he's 5'8". Like, 5'8" dudes who look like that, they don't look like they come to have no good conversation with you, bro. So, like, maybe Jerry he thought that Steve was going to be on some bullshit, and he just got out in front of it. Because personally, listen, you can apologize to me all you want. Am I going to be the one to be like, I don't fuck with you? No, I just believe in protecting my own peace. So I'm not. Now it depends on what you did, obviously. But for some shit like, I said your podcast was whack. Like, okay, I don't have to accept your apology. Thanks for listening. I guess I don't have to accept your apology though.
I won't.
So just where do we go from here? Like, I don't have to fuck with you. Like, I'm not gonna say this. It's just like, cool, great. Like, I'm not gonna accept that shit. I don't like this apology. I don't need to accept this shit. So I don't like. Did Judy make himself look like a clown in this? A little bit, like with the dancing, like behind him on, like that shit was dumb. But the whole oh well, he was trying to apologize. First of all, we don't even know if that's true. Like, we don't have video of this. We don't have anything. All we have is Steve Smith's word, and I don't know what the fuck apologize even means to Steve Smith. Apologize means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I don't know what it means to him.
If I could just do my little Steve Smith impersonation real quick, I'm pretty sure you started out with, "Hey there, youngster."
Probably.
He probably hit him with the "Hey there, youngster."
Probably.
I hope you didn't take it too personal what I said about you, but you need to step the fuck up. I'm pretty sure that was along the lines of his apology. If you ever heard Steve Smith speak, and not to discredit him as a person or as a broadcast, because he's in a different professional setting.
Right.
But this is what happens when you used to play. Like, I'm sorry, but as you're experienced in the field and someone can't take your critique, and you've been very good in this field, you're going to be slighted if someone doesn't understand what you're trying to say, even if you're coming across like kind of harsh, whatever. You're going to take it as, "Hey, man, I've been here before. I've been around the block. Maybe you should just take my advice and step up whatever you're supposed to be doing, whatever the case may be." But again, like I said, it's one of those things to where it's who it's coming from and who we're talking about. You know what I mean? So, Jude, what are your thoughts?
I have two thoughts about this. One, it's kind of interesting we're having this conversation about who can say what or who can criticize whom, because Jordan Whitehead, great guy. I mean, I don't know him, but I'm assuming he's a great guy. he's a decent safety, all that stuff. Someone was not criticizing Jalen Hurts and kind of low key criticizing the Jets secondary as well, just for their talent personnel. And Jordan Whitehead came and said some things like, "Oh, you guys don't know the game. You didn't even play Pee Wee football, blah blah blah," and all that stuff. I get that mindset, but at the same time, it's like, it's one thing if the guy added him. It's like, "Hey, Jordan Whitehead, you fucking suck." I don't think that was the case. I don't think there was anything that could indicate, like, that's you going out of your way, or you're going to the For You tab for whatever reason, but that's you going out of your way to search about the secondary. For why? I don't know. You just had a big win. I don't get it. But yeah, like, stuff like that, it's like, as long as you're not saying anything like flagrant, like, "Oh yeah, this guy can suck a dick," or "Oh yeah, this guy's a fucking piece of shit for not being good at football," or stuff like that. I mean, I think fair criticism and fair objective look into things is important. Now, with Jerry Jeudy, I want to say one thing. Steve Smith called you out. Okay, fine. You didn't accept his apology. Okay, fine. You can't do all of that and then go out there and play as you did. The guy was invisible. Again, versus the Chiefs.
I mean, the quarterback threw for 90 yards. What do you want him to do? Like, what do you want him to do?
Damn. Oh, my God. I knew that.
90 yards, man. Yeah. What do you want him to do?
Listen, hey, 46 of those 97 yards with the Cortland Sutton. So maybe there's a point to that.
Oh, so Cortland Sutton put up rich man Juju Smith-Schuster numbers?
Yeah, listen, hey, man.
Congrats.
46. Listen, I'm good. I'm not the greatest at math, but I know addition and subtraction. And I know 97 yards, and who got the lion's share? It wasn't Jeudy. So, I mean,
that's true. 47 is just about half. You're right.
Right. So it's like, hey, you didn't do much, and
he hasn't done much his career. Like, I don't know. He's a decent receiver.
He's been a Jag.
He's been okay.
He's been a Jag.
He's not lying about.
You could be mad at him for saying that he's a Jag. Like, he could use other terminology to get his point across, which I understand. Right. But he was telling the truth. Like, he's indisputably telling the truth.
He's been just a guy, and it's.
And I don't understand the name searchers for the record. Yeah, I really don't. As somebody who, I've been legitimately threatened by athletes after being name searched, and then you had the Jamal Adams incident, which was hilarious. For the life of me, I don't understand what. Like, you just won a game against a previously undefeated team. You're supposed to be flying, and I get athletes are wired very differently than civilians. I get it. I'm not trying to undermine that at all. But it's like, why would you even want to read negativity in that moment? After a loss, I could I could kind of understand why you like.
And it wasn't really negativity. I just was poorly worded, to say the type of play.
It's how we talk.
We said it. It's like, hey, it's a bunch of
like we say shit like, oh, the wide receiver is Garrett Wilson's a postman all the time. Like this is how we fucking talk. Like it wasn't insulting anybody.
Yeah, people said Michael Jordan played.
Well, Mark Sanchez's announcer skills, I guess he was insulting those, but he wasn't insulting anybody on the Jets.
Right, like like people say Jordan played against grocery clerks and stuff like that, and and I could get to be insulted, but the thing about Whitehead, and I'll say it to be on the record for Whitehead, no one there are a lot of negative things that people can say about your play, especially when it comes to tackling, because you missed a lot of tackles, and no one was speaking about you in a negative way. But trust me, there's room. There's a lot of room for people to say things bad about how you at least tackle, because you don't.
I wish I shaped up my beard because he's going to come on and say something. So I wish I at least shaped up my beard.
Listen, because again, we talk about critiques, right? Mm-hmm. I am not a professional athlete. I've never played in the NFL. The highest level of play was like little junior pro, whatever the case may be. But I know what a tackle looks like, and I know what a tackle doesn't look like. And I know when someone's not wrapping up and they just leading with the shoulder. Sorry, I've seen that 2 weeks in a row.
I just saw that Swift highlight. They are showing on the ESPN right now. They just showed the tackle attempt. It was an attempt.
The attempt, right. So there's room for people. So I think you should stop.
Jerome Whitehead seemed real focused on what randos on Twitter said. It's like
right, because especially his name wasn't even in it. So it's like
why do you care this much about this, bro?
He must have a burner account and stuff.
And it's like if he was going out there like going up for his teammates, there's an argument to be made for that. Like if you're just like, hey man, those guys bust their ass. They're on the practice squad. We don't need it. Hey, I'd have been like, listen. Fine, I get it. The tired, you don't know shit. You didn't play. Can you get a new fucking angle? Can you get a new angle? Especially because bro, we got players on TV every day saying dumb shit. Enough.
And you got players on TV saying that you guys suck, and you're taking it more personal than. A bunch of people
there are plenty. Around. You know how many players are on Twitter, like former players are on Twitter who spew dumbass shit every day.
Joe Namath.
I mean, you said it, not me. Hey, you said it, not me.
Speaking of hate,
I'm just saying.
Welcome to the haters' ball. Hate.
Oh, you know what? The next time we do this, I'm providing that clip for this. Thank you.
I hate you. I don't even know you. I hate your guts.
I'm getting that clip for next time.
We're going to talk about our least favorite players, teams to watch. This is definitely Kev's idea. I'm gonna let Jude go first.
Yeah, Jude
because I don't know who. I'm trying to figure out who Jude would hate. But let's
a team I don't like watching play is the Broncos. Like, I feel like every time we see the Broncos on TV, it's some nasty-ass, gross game that's not fun to watch. The offense looks terrible. And this is not just that with Russell Wilson. This has been going on since Peyton Manning left. They keep getting these primetime games like they're this shit. They were getting primetime games with fucking Trevor Siemian. It's like, why are we giving this team primetime games every single fucking year? They don't do anything. They have a great defense. The offense is just average. And everyone creams himself about it.
Now their defense is ass. So we can't.
And now these last 2 years are just like, it's even worse. It's like at least with the Giants and like the Jets, when they're on TV and they're bad, it's at least kind of funny. Like there's some of the things you see at least kind of like, oh my god, this shit's crazy. But the Broncos, it's just like I was watching the Broncos Chiefs game. I'm like, this shit's awful. Like there's nothing to talk about. It's just there. The Broncos are there. Players I dislike. That's a little bit trickier. I dislike Nick's. Actually, you know what? Coaches I dislike. I dislike Nick Sirianni. I absolutely cannot.
Man, I did not include coaches in this, bro. Find a new slant.
Damn. Players. There's honestly no players at the moment that I really just think, for the most part, is pretty cool. No complaints. Mac Jones can go fuck him. Actually, you know what? Mac Jones can go fuck himself, to be honest. He should have been benched. He's out here grabbing nuts, kicking nuts, doing things with nuts, eating them. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he's
that fucking racist, ugly piece of shit. Anyway, go ahead.
he's doing shit with nuts every single game, and it's just like, enough. You fucking suck. You can't suck and then be a dirty player. You gotta do something good, and he should get benched. And he's not getting enough. I mean, he's getting more smoke this year, but yeah, Mac Jones. If I had to pick a player to hate.
If you're not a hater, make sure you're shopping dadsarcool2.com, dadsarcool2.com. Make sure you shop dadsarcool2.
Haters' money counts the same too, baby.
I mean, I don't know if you'd be a hater and want to rock the stuff that I rock, but if you're not a hater, you know what I mean, dadsarcool2.com, use promo code MLPod69. If you are a hater and you just came here to hate watch, subscribe to our channel on YouTube.
Yeah,
hate to watch us, hate to listen to us. As long as you're watching, we don't give a fuck. Least favorite players, teams to watch. I hate watching. I'm gonna go NBA. I hate watching the Lakers. I hate.
Look, we're talking about the NFL. What are you doing?
No, it said no. It said your least favorite players, teams to watch. You didn't say NFL. We're talking about NFL. If we're saying NFL,
I mean, all right. You're right. I thought that other NFL thoughts covered that. My bad. I didn't.
Okay, well, listen.
Apologies, but no NFL.
Let's put.
We don't have time for the LeBron hate. We got a whole like 5 months.
It wasn't hate.
A whole like 5 months. No. I know you. I know how this goes. You're gonna bring out a tinfoil hat. Like we don't got time for that. We got like 5 months coming up where we could do this every week if you like. So yeah, no NFL teams and coaches and all that you don't like to watch.
Damn, he got you.
He did. NFL. All right, NFL teams I don't like. I hate. Of course, the Patriots. Of course, like who else is there to hate as a New York Jets fan than other than the Patriots? Like
I have plenty.
I mean,
I have plenty. That's the reason I put the damn segment in. I have plenty.
I hate the fact that we lose to them. I hate the fact that the quarterback is ass. I hate the fact that their only win is against us.
That's the worst part.
There's a ton. Right. There's a ton to fucking hate about the fucking Patriots. Like, this is so annoying to watch the fucking Patriots, but I don't watch them. The only time they watch them when they play us, and I just fucking hate them. And I hate their fans too. Oh God, their fans are, jeez. Their fans are terrible. And they're not terrible because they talk a lot. They do this whole, like, they walk around like they have rings and shit. They wear ugly jackets and everything. It's so like,
jackets is really funny. It's such a specific insult. It's very funny.
Bro, this dude had a Patriots blaze with all the freaking Patriots heads on him and all stuff like it, the old school whatever shit. It's fucking I'm tired of it. Players, man. All right, it was Zach Wilson. I did hate watching him. Like maybe his first few years. I hated watching him play. I hated everything he did. If I could change that now, because I'm kind of like I'm off the Zach Wilson hate parade. Man, that's tough, man. I think I really don't know off the top of my head. I don't have any player that I really hate to watch. I'm trying to think like who the fuck I just don't enjoy watching play football. And normally if you're bad, then there's definitely a reason to hate you. But normally when you're being a hater, you hate somebody who's pretty good. Pat Mahomes. Fuck Pat Mahomes. Like Pat Mahomes,
that came out.
It's the Steph Curry similarities. Like you can't do no wrong and everything like that. Whatever. He's good. I'm not really, nothing personal against, of course, but it's fucking ridiculous. Like fuck him. Like what I mean. And he's going to get the preferential calls and everything like that. And blah, blah, he's commercialized out the fucking blue. You get tired of seeing him. We know he's good and he's going to be like all time great down the line. But yeah. Fuck you, Pat Mahomes. not really, but really. Go ahead, Kev.
All right. Where do I begin? I'm tired of the Buffalo Bills. This is not even so much like this has nothing to do with actually watching them, which actually defeats the whole purpose of the segment. But that's neither here nor fucking there. I'm gonna get my hate off. Listen, they're good. They're really good. I'm not knocking them. The amount of support they get for quite literally everything they do doesn't match up with the standard that is supposed to be set for a team that's done everything but with a Super Bowl, basically. It's like, all right, we how long are you going to treat them like a Make-A-Wish kid? Like, how long are we going? Every time they lose, we got to come up with 78 excuses. It's just like sometimes they get beat, bro. It is what it is. Sometimes they get fucking beat. We got to make new rules. We got to do this, that, and the fucking third when these dudes get beat, and it's fucking irritating. But the actual essence of the question, buddy, do I hate watching the Titans play football? Bro, please banish them niggas from the league.
That is a good one.
Please banish them from the league. Bro, when they were good, they were painfully boring. Now they stink, and it's even worse. And it's like, oh my God, let's win 13-10 ass football if you don't get this shit out of my fucking face, bro. Like, yo, they play football like it's 1910. Like, bro, the forward pass was invented. Like, it's legal. You can throw the ball forward. Like, and I get Tannehill's cooked now. I get it. They were doing this when he wasn't cooked. And it's like,
Henry, MVP.
Hey, somebody on this podcast said the offensive identity of the Titans is Derrick Henry. Somebody said it.
Nobody disputed that. I asked you what he did, or excuse me, what they did before Ryan Tannehill showed up, and nobody has a good answer for me. Now that Tannehill's cooked, they can't win again. Wow, surprising that the quarterback is bad and they suck. It's almost like we've seen that fucking movie before.
Malik Willis is not there. Malik Willis is waiting right there in the cut. Just put Malik Willis in, right?
Malik Willis. Anyways, yeah, the Titans are a painfully boring watch. The entire NFC South, like all of them. Every last one of them. Just blow that division to pieces, please.
Damn.
Please don't send the team from the NFC South to the playoffs. Please.
Nobody. You don't like the Falcons?
No.
They're kind of fun this year.
They are discount Titans. Why would I like the Falcons? They do the same shit.
They're kind of fun.
Why?
I like Ritter. Ritter's an adventure.
You like
Ritter?
Why?
He's an adventure. He's an adventure to watch.
No, because
you don't know
bad. What's the adventure? He don't even mix in nothing. He's just bad. He's ass.
The Falcons should be like 2-5 right now, 1-6.
Bro.
But there's something about when every time I see him on red zone, I'm like, Desmond Ritter's about to do some shit. He's either going to throw a 50-yard touchdown, or
I don't know what Desmond Ritter you've been watching all year, baby. I don't know what Desmond Ritter
50-yard touchdown.
50-yard touchdown. Where? What it matter?
I don't know. What's his long this year? His long is like what? What's his longest touchdown pass this year?
I don't know what the fuck his long is.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Please.
I do have a funny Falcons thing just from playing Madden. Since you brought it up right quick, Kev. Playing Madden online, I was down. I think I was up a couple, and I gave up like the game-winning touchdown pretty much with like 10 seconds left. Desmond Ritter put like 35 points. I was like, oh shit, Desmond Ritter. So, but then I get the 2-point conversion. He went for 2 for some dumb reason. And then I get the onside kick, so I end up winning by 10. I'm like, damn, this is some Falcon stuff right here. But it feels
his longest completion is 45.
That's close enough. That's close enough.
Anyways,
Anyway,
the Falcons the Falcons drafted 2 pass catchers in the top 10 and still play football like it's 1942. It's like guys.
Jonnu, like Kyle Pitts is a wide receiver now because Jonnu Smith is getting more run and more action at tight end than Kyle Pitts has.
I hate the fucking Falcons so much. Like the Saints have the league's single most boring quarterback. Like Derek Carr is just. He is if you were to look up boring NFL player in the dictionary, you see his face. Like that's how and for some reason he gets a gang of excuses for somebody who's never accomplished shit. And I don't understand why. Oh, it's all the Raiders' fault. All right. He on the Saints now. They got a lovely defense. He still can't do shit. He's doing shit like throwing swing passes on 4th and 4. It's almost like people like me have been trying to tell y'all that there's almost a decade of evidence. This is not like Derek Carr's in year 3, year 4. No. We've been going on it. This man is in his 30s. This man got a family. He got a whole family. We have the evidence. It is right there. You could look it up. Like Raider fans even try to tell y'all, and yeah, Raider fans are insane. Like I'm not here to argue that part. They're insane. But they watch him every day, every Sunday for damn near a decade, and they told you, yo, this is not what you want. Like it's not what you want. Like you it looks nice on paper. He has his pretty little above average stats. You're going to watch him every Sunday and hate yourself. And here the fuck we are. And Saints fans are like, oh, Raider fans were right. And people like me were correct. Because we have – the Jets have like the 30th best quarterback. Well, all right, I'll give Zach like the 26th best quarterback in the league this year. And if you told me right now the Jets could trade Zach Wilson for Derek Carr, I would hang up the fucking phone. I'd say no.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'd say I have no desire to watch Derek Carr. None. I think he's a wuss. But that's neither here nor there. On top of that, I think he's a fucking wuss. But to spread the hate out in the NFC South, the actually, you know what? I don't even have no smoke for the Panthers. They're so irrelevant. What's the point? Bye.
Young,
Bryce
very
Young.
young team.
Bryce
Young,
bye.
very young team.
The Buccaneers.
Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, just the amount of arrogance that comes from what, like, pre-journeyman Josh McCown-esque quarterback is insane. And then Todd Bowles punted yesterday on fourth down when they were down like 14. And I want to say it was like 4th and 3, and they were down by 2 scores in the fourth quarter, like 8 minutes left, and he punted. It's like what is the point? Like what is the point? Like why are y'all doing this? They're so fucking boring. Anything coached by and the thing is with Todd Bowles, he always got that same dumbass look on his face. Always. You know what the look on his face is? It's that look when you're like, you got on a bus or a train, you 10-15 minutes from home. And you're like, yo, did I leave the oven on? That's the look you got in his face permanently. And it irritates the fuck out of me. It don't matter if they winning by 50, losing by 50. It's they down by 2 with a second. No, it's the same. And I get that people could frame that as good. It's good when you can coach. He can't fucking coach. So this ain't good. This ain't good. He can't fucking coach. He sucks at his job. And then I also got to see that dumbass look on his face 24-7. Get it out of here. And finally, I'll save the Jet for last. Dalvin Cook. Every single Dalvin Cook touch is a bigger waste of time than the last. All of them. Like every single one is a bigger waste of time than the last. Every single time I see him in the game, I roll the fuck out of my eyes. Every time he gets the ball, it's a fucking buzzkill because you know what the fuck is about to happen. He runs like he has 10 pounds of cement on his fucking feet. So it's all bad. It's all bad. And like watching Breece Hall on the sideline with his helmet on while I got to see that. And I get Breece Hall can't play 100% of the snaps, blah, blah, blah. But watching Dalvin Cook get anything, it's like, all right, y'all paid him what? We're in week 6. Y'all done paid him whatever, 40% of his salary. Please knock it off. Like, please stop giving him the we paid him this amount of money touches. Bro, like he just cracked 100 yards for the season this week, and he has like 40 carries.
Every time he's in the game, he's getting the ball. Like it's been so painfully obvious.
They're offering this man so much respect for what?
Bro, I would appreciate if the Jets had just said, you know what, we're going to do a direct snap with Dalvin Cook at quarterback and Breece Hall at running back to try to mix things up. No. They don't try anything to mix it up. Not a 2 running back set.
Dalvin Cook come in the game, he getting the ball.
He's touching the ball. So like, Dalvin Cook
and I understand correlation and causation. You look at the numbers when Dalvin Cook is on the field, and the Jets are by EPA, they're like the league's worst offense. And then Randall Cobb, same thing. The Jets are like 30th in EPA when he's on the field, and it's like, it checks out when you see him on the field. It fucking checks out. Randall Cobb runs like he's stuck in quicksand. And Dalvin Cook runs like he got 10 pounds of fucking cement on his feet.
Can I say something about
Dalvin Cook touches? Go ahead.
Can I say something about Dalvin Cook? You know what the most surprising thing about yesterday was? It wasn't the fact that the Jets won. It was the fact that Dalvin Cook got a first down. 8-yard carry.
He broke a tackle.
8-yard carry.
He broke a tackle.
Yeah,
that was the most surprising thing ever. I was like, because I thought he got stopped. I was like, from where I was saying, like, oh, he got stopped, another 2-yard carry. They're like, first down. I'm like, what?
I'm so used to the Jets getting free agent running backs that are actually good. Getting Le'Veon Bell and Dalvin Cook and being the most disappointing signings in my tenure as a Jets fan is just so fucking disheartening. Bro.
After they Facebook poked and showed hole for him for a month,
bro, and for him to come and just be less than mid, just terrible. And it's like, hey, this is why you didn't get paid in the first place. You're not that good anymore, I should say. You know what I mean? I tried to say, hey, maybe you get something from him. Maybe as the season wears on, he'll probably get better. I don't know, but it's not looking good early. I understand the hate, but Another person on this podcast told you that Randall Cobb's will be stealing snaps, and he certainly is getting more snaps than he's supposed to. But I'm not. My victory laps are getting tired now. So on to Week 6 recap. NFL's NFL, man. Undefeated teams went down. Cleveland put up a hell of a fight, and they beat San Francisco. San Francisco identity is the run, and when he couldn't do that, it was left to Brock Purdy. And this is why somebody like Shannon Sharp says he's not elite. This is his argument. Like, they needed you to carry them to a victory, and I mean, he did your best, but they're very reliant on their running game, and without Christian McCaffrey, we see what happened.
Thanks. I want to say something right quick about Brock Purdy. Adam Sheehan on Twitter said some of the most ridiculous bullshit I've ever seen. He was like, the guy who should get all pro votes, not Josh Allen, not Patrick Mahomes, but Brock Purdy. And I'm like, are you fucking out of your mind right now? Like,
the Brock Purdy thing is weird, but if for nothing else, the guy in Miami is doing the same stuff but better. So it's like, it's the same kind of situation, and Tua's better, and he's been better. So why would we, like, if you want to just make it strictly about the results and the numbers and just say fuck everything else? Because I think there's a level of, I'm just gonna close my eyes and close my ears and yell. If you tell me Brock Purdy should be all pro, no disrespect to him, he's good, but like Tua's doing the same stuff. So like, San Francisco didn't lose a game. Is that where we're going? I guess, sure. But Tua's doing the same stuff.
I mean, Brock Purdy could get an All-Pro just off of numbers and whatever case may be. But
I think better numbers.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the argument more so is is Brock Purdy elite? That's the whole argument.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
Is he is elite? And again, the NFL being what it is, you're only as good as your last showing, and he wasn't that good in his last showing, and that's just what it is. I want to point out something, man. Mostert is 31 years old. He does not look it at all. And that is just because he's been snake bitten with injuries his entire career. So he doesn't have the wear and tear on him. So
fly, bro.
Bro, he's still fast, he's still strong, he catches the backfield, and he had like 100-some yards yesterday. And I'm just thinking, like, Mostert is not young anymore. I remember Mostert, beating us, in San Francisco. And I'm just like, this guy's still playing at a high level because of the injuries. You know what I mean? And the injuries didn't slow him down. It was just, they should have. Like, a lot of them were leg injuries as well. They didn't slow him down. And I can see him at his level right now playing a couple of more years high level at running back. He doesn't look like he's missing a step at all. At all. You know what I mean? I think that's what I have for my Week 6 recap. Outside of, the Giants once again being ass. They played Buffalo tough, and Josh Allen plays up to his competition. But of course that non-call at the end of the game, the Darren Waller getting mauled.
That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's terrible. Outside of that, though, the Giants are just bad. They're played better with Tyrod Taylor, but they're just bad. And I just hate the fact that they've been bad majority of the season, and the beat writers just continuously to just pile on, like,
the Mara Mafia.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? If these guys are getting paid under the table, I don't know who's not. I hope the Jets come out and destroy this team. Like, I hope they beat the shit out of them, just so we can stop hearing about it. Because I think the nail in the coffin would be a Jets. With the Jets, God forbid, lose that game, we're never going to hear the end of how good the Giants could have been.
Brother, I don't think one loss to the Jets is going to stop that trend.
Well, remember, Connor's playing both sides. He's covering the Jets and he's covering the Giants simultaneously. He's on double duty. But no one has given a warm cock buff as much as Connor has to the Giants this entire season. So the Jets, there's no way, bro. There's no way the Jets are 1-5, and Connor is giving the fellation of his lifetime to Zach Wilson. And
cock buff is insane.
Bro, the excuses that beat Connor leading him, everybody else, the Mara Mafia people, Tiki and all those idiots, Mirage and all those dummies talking about all this well-constructed. If Zach Wilson was 1-5 going into the bye week, they would be ripping him. He would have been out of town. Cousins would have been on the first flight over here, and they would have had a fist so far up his fucking taint. You know what I mean? So far up his ass. It would have. You know what I mean?
Fisting people out here. Coughing and fisting.
Bro,
wow.
Because these are grown men. These are grown men lying about the condition the New York Giants are in. And we have to see that every tweet, every article, you know, in the New York Post article, you know, the Jets are over, the defense is overrated and all that stuff. Come on, bro. Like, we got to see all that shit everywhere. Like, we see that, like, my thing is, we can see you. We can see you. We see what
you know, like, we can see you?
Right. We can see you. You know what I mean? Steve, and shout out to Stephen A. Smith. You know what I mean? He's not the greatest person, but his words against the Giants and talking about they making the city of New York stink. Thank you, Stephen A. Thank you very much. The Giants are supposed to be a respected franchise. They have 4 championship rings, but God damn it, they will not drag these fucks through the mud. So I hope the Jets kick their asses so we don't have to hear about that shit anymore. Because that'll be the last straw.
Saying something quick about the Giants as well. Dabo and Tyrod Taylor, that whole thing about the sidelines. I found it funny that some Giants beat writers were like, Tyrod should know better, blah, blah, blah. And yes, he should know better, but it's like, you had an option for him to check into a run play. Tell him that's not an option, just move on. But we know the real reason is because Dabo saw what happened to Ben McAdoo and Jerry Reese. They started a black quarterback one time, they didn't get the second time to start a black quarterback. Tyrod Taylor starts at John Mara was like, if I see Tyrod Taylor start another game again, he's gone. You're all gone. I don't care what your record is.
Fix is in?
Yes.
The fix was
if he sees Tyrod Taylor starts another game for the Giants, it's like, yeah, you need to get the fuck out. But in all seriousness, NFL, this is a week-to-week league. And it's quite clear every day. Like, Jets have some easy games, and you see how it is. It's games that are easy become hard. Games that are hard become easy. And I'm going to sound like a super cliche old boomer coach. No game's really super duper easy. Just go out there, try your best, do what needs to be done. But I will say, I will just say yes.
Is this your recap? Like, what the?
Hold on. I got a bit more. CJ Stroud's impressive. I'm liking CJ Stroud more and more every day. He throws first interception, but the Texans are looking good right now. They probably should win the AFC South if we're being honest. Another team, the Patriots. Again, they did something very special. They scored some touchdowns, but then they also lost to Josh McDaniels and Jacoby Myers and Bill Belichick slamming tablets. He's getting fired. Patriots suck.
Bill Belichick can't beat his former coaches. That's this another nod. He can't beat his former coaches for some reason.
He feels bad for them, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that was about it. Everything else was just, the Chiefs. The Chiefs were very disrespectful. Like, you want to see an opponent disrespect someone? The Chiefs did that to the Broncos because they knew they were going to win that game. They're doing fake field goals. They're doing Kadarius Toney halfback throwback passes.
Bro, it was 18-9. It was.
But still, they were trying out a bunch of bullshit because they knew they were going to win.
Or 19-8, I should say.
He's right though.
Yeah, I mean they were, but it was
bullshit.
It was
they were trying out some bullshit. Like none. Like
they didn't give a fuck about that game.
Like Kelsey had 100 yards in the first half, and it was just like, all right, we're done. Like we're gonna play horse now. I was like
that's what they were doing.
Yeah. There is a rumor though, by the way, before I let Kev go, and Jude may be excited by this or not. The rumor is that Rex Ryan is rumored to be replacing the defensive coordinator in Denver. And my thing is right now, why would Rex Ryan even bother to answer that fucking phone call to get up and be like, yeah, I'm going to go to Denver right now when you guys are 1-something, unless, and we spoke about this in the spaces, unless there's an opportunity for him to get the job. Meaning if they just flat out suck and he somehow revives that defense and they say, Sean Payton, you're out of here, there's no reason for him to really get that call. Exactly, Kev. Exactly. There's no reason to take that call because you're going to be miserable as hell trying to coach up that defense. You're not going to change anything. And, you may not – I mean, I don't know what type of contract they'll give you to be in Denver, but and how much leeway he's going to get. Like what we were saying in the spaces last night is Rex Ryan needs to go to a situation where he can either squeeze in and turn to the head coach,
And preferably not fucking mid-season, man.
Right, or be a part of a brand new regime of somebody somebody he respects, something like that, for him to go be in the league. But Sean Payton didn't want him to start the season. Rex lobbied for that job. Sean Payton didn't want him, and now you're telling me the rumor is he's going to take him right now when they're like 1-5. Yeah, I'm good on TV. I'm like, catch me next year or whatever. Okay, Kev.
The game, the NFL's product stinks.
Oh,
number one, it's just the quality of the games suck for the most part. Yeah, there's the occasional. The quality of the games suck. The quality of the offensive play league-wide is entirely problematic. And the most annoying part, the referees are ass. Like, they are so bad, bro. Like, the end of the Giants, and the thing is with the referees, and like I don't like to play the whole woe is me, like they hate this team and they hate that team card, but it's really hard not to when you see some of the shit that be going on. Because it's like, bro, look, I know they called PI to get the Giants to the 1 yard line in the first place, and I understand that in that situation, the worst team is not getting two straight of those. Period. They're just not. Now, with that said, it wasn't like it was bang bang or tic tac, or like it was not. It like he grabbed his jersey from the fucking start of the play because he was beat, and he kept a hold of his damn jersey the entire play. He never let go. It wasn't even like he let go of it at something. No, he kept the fucking hold of the jersey the entire play. The referee was right there. Was like, nah, we good. And they do this shit every week. We do this whole, is this a catch? Is this not a catch? Every single fucking week. Since Calvin Johnson got fucked out of a game-winning touchdown catch in Chicago in, what was it, 06, 08, whatever the fuck it was. We've had this conversation, and if you watch Red Zone at all, we've had this same conversation like 30 times a week. What's a catch? What's not a catch? And it's like, it should not be this difficult. We should not have these conversations every single fucking week. And then what is inconclusive evidence seems to change on a sliding scale based on who it benefits or who it doesn't fucking benefit. And it's insane. And it's just, be better. Like, can we get better games? Like, or at minimum, better referee. Because, like, the offensive line stuff is not going to fix itself. That one, I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know how they're going to fix that, if they're going to fix that, but it feels like the defensive line play is getting better and the offensive line play is getting worse. So I don't know. But the refereeing is objectively awful. Like, and I know they'll never hire full-time referees for reasons unknown. No idea why. They won't. But it's like, your referees suck. And they've been ass, and they continue to be ass, and they will continue to be ass.
Oh, wait, no, we know the reasons why they don't hire full-time referees. We know that reason, though. We already know
What's the reason?
Money.
Oh yeah, duh. But y'all got money y'all got money hand over fist because we all watch this bullshit.
Hey, Kev, guess who has almost 700? Who's going to have $700 million in career earnings?
Adele.
$700 million in career earnings. They have money out the wazoo to hire full-time refs. The NFL, they're clearly just cheap motherfuckers.
Yeah,
and I want to say something about the refs too. Like, even this game right now, the Cowboys Chargers, every time I'm looking at the TV, there's a flag. Like, every single time I'm looking, there's a flag. And it's like, I get the thing with calling penalties is like, if I were a ref, you would call the ending that was like super egregious, like false start. The guy is like clearly false start. Like, guy is clearly holding. But it's like,
they missed a bad one yesterday's game too. Like, Jalen Hurts false start his ass off and they didn't call it.
And if it's incidental stuff,
let
it go. But if it's like egregious, you gotta call it. But they pick and choose how to enforce games, and it's like they'll be like, "Oh, last few seconds of the game, we're not gonna make a call." But then the fourth down, if I guarantee you, watch any game, I guarantee you, fourth down, 50-50 chance, fourth down incompletion. I bet that's like a drive extended flag just to increase the drama. So it's like stuff like that. It's so transparent and it's so annoying, and it just bogs down the game. It makes the game longer. It's not fun. No one wants to go to a game and watch the refs take over. It's stupid. And
or the Shaq.
Get rid of the turf. Get rid of the turf once and for all. It's getting ridiculous. It's killing players. Everyone goes on the turf. They fucking die. It's tiresome. Like, I don't know what it's going to take for them to get rid of the turf. Like,
bro, I've read an article and I shared it with the Discord about the whole turf versus grass thing, and it's pretty much they're making these stadiums multi-use and multi-purpose, and because you have to put a stage out and this and the third, and you always changing and moving things around and seating. They don't want to pay the cost to facade, right? But here's the conundrum: they want the World Cup to come to the United States, which they have, and and of course, our owner is at MetLife. He wants us to have the World Cup there, but will the powers that be? Because remember, these owners don't own the stadium. Like none of them really own stadiums, so it's really up to the owners, which who knows who they are, to figure out what they're going to do. So it's a double, triple, quadruple edged sword when it comes to the turf thing. But the best thing to do would be for an owner to actually buy a fucking stadium. You know what I mean? Or come with a partnership, say, hey, we own this, you know what I mean? So we can do whatever the fuck we want to it. That's the only problem. They're not going to do it. Most of these places are owned by banks and corporations or organizations who want to do things like charity events, whatever. It's multi-purpose, multiple streams of revenue. So unless teams are going to go out there and buy their own shit, you know what I mean, and maintain it for themselves, we're pretty much fucked. You know what I mean, when it comes to the whole, grass versus turf thing. So I just wanted to, put that little nugget of information out there that it's definitely going to be hard. Anything else you wanted to add, Kev, about Week 6 NFL in general?
No, I'm ready to get to the grooves, man.
I'm back in the New York groove. Every time I put this groove song up on YouTube, we get with the copyright. So I'm still going to do it anyway because it's not a copyright strike, but we got to give credit to where credit's due. I think it was Bootsy Collins, somebody, I don't know what else. But anyway, make sure you guys are shopping dadsarcool2.com. Get 10% off. Promo code MIPOSSES9 dadsarcool2.com. If you've made it this far into the show, hopefully you go to the YouTube and click subscribe, comment, rate, and subscribe onto the YouTube. Make sure you follow us on TikTok at middle_initial_pod on TikTok. We're doing great stuff over there. And of course, it's our favorite time of the evening.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Pull up a seat and get off your feet for Jude's Grooves.
What are we grooving on this week? Jude, take it away.
Well, I'm reading this interesting song that Kev sent. Today's read, so let's go. This your boy, Mr. Funkadelic. What's the business, baby? I've been eyeing you all day in the mall, Miss Lady. You're looking cool. You're looking good. I think I seen your ass in the hood with your friends dressed up, trying to front if you could. But anyway, go on and drop a number or something so I can call you later on, your phone or something. What else is he going to call you on? Take you home and maybe... like, why?
Fair point.
Like that.
Fair question. Not gonna lie, that's a fair question. You go,
take you home and maybe we could bone or something. It's low limits to what we do because tonight we cutting gut busting. I'm digging in your balls something vicious, not vicious.
Vicious, bro?
Vicious.
They spelled it vicious. Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
With your legs to the ceiling, catch a nut, something serious, okay? You delirious, or I might say you taste so delicious. With your pretty brown skin, like almond joys and kisses. And you're a certified head doctor, okay? Number one star that takes dick in the ass and won't holler. Okay. That's good. Okay. She gives good head, and now we're talking about anal. That's quite a transition. But okay. We are bending you over, and I'll follow you straight to the room where it goes down lovely in the Legion of Doom. Is this what he calls like his sex sessions? Like the Legion of Doom? Like, is this like, what is this? Like, what is he calling this? And now here's the chorus. What is it, ho? What's up? What's up? Can a nigga get in?
You said, what is it, ho?
Yes. What it is, ho? What is it? Thank you. What's up? What's up? Can a nigga get in them guts? Them guts. Cut you up like you ain't been cut. Been cut. Showing your ass how to really catch a nut. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm curious, like, you know what? No, I don't even want to ask this question because give me your number and I'll call, and I'll follow that ass in the mall. Take you home, let you juggle my balls. My balls. While I'm beating and tearing down your walls.
Oh yeah.
Shit, you know the deal before a nigga even stepped. Damn, that ass hot. Seems like it's gonna melt. You know I give it to you till you run out of breath. Then bust a nut all over yourself. Okay, so she's screaming. Okay, that's good. I'm happy for her. The first time I called, you were juggling on my balls. In and out of your jaws, I was beating down your wall. Wait, beating down your walls. Wait. So he's going in and out for jaws, and then he's being. What acrobatics is this man doing?
He's a multifaceted pleasure giver, bro. What don't you understand?
Had your ass breaking laws for a player was the cause. And every time you seen a G, you were slipping off your drawers, I recall. I met your ass at the mall in the fall. You the one with the dress on. Let me take you home. Show your ass how to bust a nut up in the guts. Cut you up like you ain't been cut. From the back, then to the side, then to the front. Turn around. You got me right. Wait. Back to the side to the front. Then turn it. Oh, okay. So I smacked them guys any way that you want me. So go and see about a pimp and that monkey. And that's for sure. Okay. I know he really likes anal. I know he's really excited to see the head doctor. And I know he really likes anal. That's some good stuff. That's great. The first song I did hear this man talk about this woman's pussy not once. It's just anal. Just some good anal sex.
I mean, he did say get up in them guts. So I mean, it's implied.
He did. It's
implied.
It's
implied.
Fair enough.
It's implied.
Fair enough. But he was not focused so much about getting in the guts. He was focused on that anal. He was focused on that back.
Hey, listen, multifaceted, man. He was front, side, back, all that stuff. Turn around. You know what I mean? He's smack. Yeah, he's doing it all, man. He's doing it all.
He said, "Well, somebody got to call Ron."
Yeah, it's like he's talking about going to call her. He's specifying the phone. Like, okay,
all right, maybe
you can telepathically talk to her.
He may
Telepathically talk to her.
Got telepathy?
He may be overly specific, but you know, hey, it's he's got to go with it. It's got to go with it. There's a shout out to Gotham City crew for shouting us out
shout out
at the tailgate and telling people to follow us.
Really good. The tailgate's great. Great stuff. Great atmosphere.
Tell us to follow and basically and also telling people to tap into Jude's groove. Jude doesn't believe he's a superstar, but follow our superstar Jude Truth at Jude Truth on Twitter. Follow Kevin Lewis at KLEW24, and let's make sure you listen to Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you subscribe to Underdog Fantasy Network as well if you don't already subscribe, and listen to the Only Teams That Matter with Kevin Lewis and Cody Mick. And of course, follow us on Instagram and on Twitter or X, whatever you call it, at MIPod69. Of course, and I got to do this every time we close the show, make sure that you tap into our sponsor, dadsarcool2.com. Follow dadsarcool2.com. Promo code MIPod69 and get 10% off your next order. Is there a dad in your life that you love and you want to look fly? Get like me, man. Dadsarcool2.com. Make sure you guys shop at dadsarcool2.com. Use promo code MIPod69. Any last words, final thoughts before we get out of here, fellas?
Oh man! Once again, thanks everybody for coming out Saturday afternoon, evening, whatever you want to call it. It was a good time. I felt the love of the building. I appreciate it. That is all.
Jude, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No final thoughts. Thanks to Gotham City crew again. Thanks to Dan for showing us a great time. And fuck the Eagles. Fuck your fucking ass stupid coach. That's my final thoughts.
Shout out.
That's some hate.
Shout out to the big ticket.
Oh, shout out to Becton too for pointing at a guy and blocking him while pointing at him. That was some good stuff too. Did you see that too, Case? Where he was like pointing?
Yeah, where he knocked him over and he pointed like, yo, he was bullying a lot of people. Yesterday. He was fucking people up. Stay inspired by 69 patrons. We will see you tomorrow. You get this episode tomorrow. Everybody else gets this episode on Wednesday. Don't forget, if you look in the background, I just launched Patreon. Our Patreon has been out for a minute. It is free. It is free to become a patron. If you want to support us, give us a little $5 a month. get the exclusives. If you want to support us even more, for $10 a month, get the exclusive giveaways, content, everything like that. We definitely appreciate support. Say it by 69. Peace.
Take it easy.